What's up, everybody? My name is Bobby. I do music, and today we are checking out the Synergy 800 module for the Synergy amp system. If you don't know about the Synergy amp system, it is a series of two modules that can go into different housings that they have to either create your own kind of custom amp or add more channels to your existing amps with the effects loop. They've got a desktop amp top one that holds one module. I've got the rack mount one that holds two. They also make heads, combos, cabs, and power amps. Huge fan of this stuff, man. This is it. I have a bunch of the modules, and it's like being a kid in a candy store. It's like coming into a candy store every time I walk down here. I just have so many tones, all analog. It's super gratifying, all knobs and buttons. I get kind of tired of menu diving and modelers and AmpSim software. As great as that stuff sounds, sometimes it's just fun to grab knobs and just start turning. So, Synergy 800, based on the Marshall JCM 800, which is kind of a staple of 80s rock. This is actually, I think, an underrated module. I don't think this one gets the credit it's due because it's so much more than just that sound. When I got this module, it was like the 6th or 7th one I picked up. Excuse me. It solved a thing that I was looking for. Not a problem, but there's a certain Marshall sound that I hear out of like AC/DC Back in Black sort of stuff, which I know is a Plexi, and I have the Plexi module, but there's a clank, that's the best way I can describe it, to that sound that the 800 does perfectly to my ear. So let's dive into it. Before we check out the 800 itself, quick note on signal chain. This is my Ibanez S320. It's got DiMarzio deactivator pickups in it. They're very high output passive humbuckers. Very open sounding, which is why I love them. That's going into my pedal board, all currently bypassed. That's going into the 800, which goes into a Torpedo Live, which has my usual Mesa 4x12 with a 57 and a 121 on it. That goes through a Walrus Mako D1 and R1 for just some stereo goodness. Pretty mild and inoffensive. I'm going to leave that on because it's fun. And that goes out to your ear holes. So, two channels like all of the Synergy modules, independent gain and bright switches, and then shared EQ and independent volume. The channels do have a disparity in gain. The top channel is like modded Marshall, like more overdrive than the bottom channel. The bottom channel is pretty classic Marshall to my ears. So we're going to start with the gain back and the bright switch down. And the bright switch is kind of the difference maker here. It really brings out different tones in this thing. Let's just go there. So gain at 9 o'clock on the bottom channel. Pretty good clean edge of breakup tone. Let's start winding the gain up. Plenty of gain on tap. I am going to hit a Rev G8 just to mute some of that hissing, but it's not a super noisy module. That's kind of my favorite spot, maybe a little bit more. Yeah, that's the sound. So let's talk about the bright switch really quick. It takes it from this sort of classic rock sort of thing up into like pushing into 80s hair metal. It gets a lot more of that brittle thing you might be used to with an actual JCM 800. So with it down, so yeah, definitely gives a couple different tones on tap. It's not just a one-trick pony, which I really appreciate. So let's talk about the EQ really quick. The bass is stout. For that really deep, deep low end, this is probably the module with the most on tap. It sounds like it's moving air, and this is all direct. Back it off. I love the sound of that. It's one of my favorite things about this module. The mids, they're mids. Adds more of that clank for sure. And then scooped. That's a sound, man. I love that. Treble. Very usable treble, gets really bitey up top and nice and warm down low without sounding super muffly. Big fan of that. So let's leave that up. Let's just have everything about like 1 o'clock there. Just sounds good right there. Let's go to the other channel. I'm going to get the gains lined up here, and let's take the bright switch out. And you can hear the difference in gain going from the green channel to the red channel. So there's plenty of gain on tap. It also takes a boost really well. I'm going to hit my Horizon Devices Precision Drive with the volume up, gain down. kind of gets you into some sort of 80s California thrash metal, that sort of Metallica, Slayer sort of thing. That just sounds good to me, man. I'm a huge fan of this. Slightly different gains. The bright switch, of course, does the thing up top. I kind of flicked it in without telling you, but you should have heard it. It again brings in that sort of almost brittle, in a good way, I think, though, that kind of crackly, like, this thing's loud kind of thing. Yep, big fan of this one. This is one of my favorites alongside the DS for sure. So yeah, thanks for checking it out. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a comment and like if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.